Welcome to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and today I bring to you a very cool tower defense game called Order of the Gatekeepers. Now this game comes out in the full release on the 6th of February, but this is a version much before that. This game is meant to be a co-op game. However, because I have no friends, just you, see what I did there? And we are gonna play a single player game, which the game has now. The single player campaign is gonna be changing quite a lot based on some playtesters' feedback, so this is really just the current version. It doesn't say anything about the version that the game is going to have. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's play the single player campaign, and I have to say I like the game's humor. For your Oscar consideration, the single player campaign. The first level is the start of something fairly entertaining, but that one's pretty easy, so we're not going to do that one. We're going to jump straight to tower building for dummies. We're going to be playing on normal difficulty because why not? Loading! Don't rush me. Alright, so the tutorial is going to tell us what to do. We're going to mostly skip through it, but I'm going to walk you through it myself. So, here it's telling us that we can pick a specialty. Now this is interesting. This is a specialty for every tower, and you can have a lot of different specialties. We're going to start with Observant. All towers will passively receive XP at a specific interval. This XP bonus is not modified by XP gain percentage, so this essentially means that little towers can level up. There are also things like Early Bird, where the starting faction points and gold increase. I'll talk to you about faction points in a minute. We can see them by the way over here. We have two. Then we have like Banker, which gives you money, Regeneration, which gives you health, and a lot more other things. Equalizer, all towers deal will damage, and etc. So we are going to now pick Observant, because that's our only option. Good choice. Now open up the build menu to build towers. Yeah, we can do that. Now we can pick factions. We currently have a maximum of 2 factions that we can pick, and we can pick out of these sort of lit up options, which are these ones. Now each one of these factions has a slightly different type of towers. So let's read through it. Earth. Towers from this faction require more micromanaging than most others, but provide great benefits for the effort. Plague. Towers from this faction are focused on dealing slows and damage over time. Fire. Towers from this faction mostly rely on their abilities to deal damage and use a lot of mana. Ice. Towers from this faction are mostly focused on slowing the enemy and dealing damage to regular attacks. And Electronic. Towers from this faction are focused on abilities that go well when paired with other towers. So we're going to start off with Ice. And we're going to pick igloos. Slows all enemies in its radius. We're going to click on that and we can build it somewhere. So we can click and we're going to build it right over here. Now we already started off with some towers prepared. So let me just quickly get through this. We've also gotten a gift, which is a time machine. So a time machine gives us an ability to sort of freeze the enemies if needed, but we can only do it, well, we can use it more than once, but it's going to cost us a lot. I do want to show off the towers that we already have and talk about some other things before we begin. So we have this igloo here. You can see a basic damage over here, a mana regeneration, crit multiplier, type of a tower, actually a type of damage it does against certain enemies, a cooldown, and sell price. Now what's important here is that each tower, I'm going to show it on your fire tower, has its own mana and its own abilities, and if they're active you can either click on them to activate them or you can set them up to activate automatically. So for example, with this fire elemental, we're going to automatically activate Raise, which summons a wall of flames that deals damage to enemies that pass through it while increasing their damage taken from all sources. Now we also have this tower over here, Jet, which is a passive ability that spends mana per attack to give the next attack. No, that's not it. Okay, so I thought we had some tower that actually increased the abilities of other towers, but we do not. So instead, let me build one more. We're going to build the Plague Tower, the Pestilent Cauldron. Holder of many spells, can buff nearby towers to deal splash damage and unleash gas clouds. Turn enemies in washing machines and change their armor type to whatever is the weakest to your towers. We can change enemies into washing machines. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do it just for fun. So I'm actually turning off the automatic setup to this just so I can show you off the washing machine and then we'll turn it on. Now, this is not all about our towers. So our towers have abilities. We're gonna read them more once the sort of combat starts. But they also can get items. So each tower can hold up to 6 items, which you can see over here, and we can buy new ones that give passive abilities or some sort of stats multiplier. So let me click ready and we're gonna kind of talk it through. And also click shift on the keyboard to see how the enemies are gonna move. So these are our current enemies. You can see their health and kind of what they're about. So here in the shop, we can find components and combinations. Components are things that can later on create some sort of item that will give you abilities. And combinations are things that actually give you abilities. So for example, here we can have a sharpshooter spot, which increases bonus attack range, or a full auto, which increases attack speed. I'm going to buy that. Now I've added it into this tower, so this tower can now use its abilities faster. Now this thing, what this does, if you use the Toxic Touch, it actually provides a targeted friendly tower, so it could be this one for example, with splash damage and provides a chance to spawn a small poison cloud on attack. So that means that his sort of like fire ball or whatever it is could hit multiple enemies. But I wanted to show you the washing machines, so let's do it now. Let's set it up to that guy. He's now a washing machine! That is so funny. But we're going to set it up to automatic Toxic Touch. So it's going to make sure that the nearby tower, which is this one, I hope. Does it understand that that's the one I want? I think so. Alright, so it should be fine. Now, we've gotten a present from a robot. Sometimes when the robots die, they give us sort of like a potions. And the potions increase stats on towers. So you can click on which tower you want to use them on. This one increases damage, so we're going to use it on this fire elemental. We're going to click on this and then on the fire elemental, and it should increase its damage that it does. Alright, so we should be able to kill off the enemies that we have right now. Now let me read about the other towers we have here. So first of all, we have haste, which actually spends mana per attack to give the next attack maximum attack speed. The owner of this ability is also granted a reduction in space attack time for each level, but that's a passive. And the active thing is Gust. On cast, provides this tower and all nearby towers with stack of bonus based damage. So we're going to set this to be done automatically. The damage dealt by each attack with this buff is equal to the total damage multiplied by the current number of stacks remaining. Every 5 levels, this tower provides an extra stack on the buff on cast. It's currently on level 15 and it's going to level up over time. Now this is going to give us, I think, more mana regeneration. So let's put that on the fire elemental. Give everything on the fire elemental. Give that to him. Yeah, it should have increased his regeneration. Now he also has a Searing Chain ability, and what that does is that it kind of let me... actually, it's not a good idea to show it off at the moment because we actually need the other abilities. But it kind of holds them with the chain and freezes them in spot. We've got another one of these. Let's use it on ourselves. It gave us something, I'm not quite sure what. Now this cauldron has 3 active abilities. Currently we're using the Toxic Touch. Also talked about the washing machine. And lastly we have on cast, converts an enemy armor type to the one weakest to the strongest tower with its ability range. So we could use this to make sure that the armor on the enemies is low to fire. But instead I think I'm going to buy this that increases my bonus attack range. And we're also going to give it Aura. Every nearby tower receives bonus to their casting related abilities and receives bonus experience for each spell they cast depending on its mana cost. So this will allow this tower to use its abilities more often. We should also buy increased attack range for this fire elemental. And we've got this little igloo which doesn't really do much at the moment, only slows enemies. So there are a couple things we could try to do with it, like abilities wise. For example, we could give it a Tomb of Knowledge, which means it's going to level up faster. Okay, let me just use up these thingies over here so we have stuff. Alternatively, we could give it... there is one thing, yeah. On cast, all nearby towers gain... No, this is on cast... Okay, let me read it. On cast, all nearby towers gain significant percentage mana regeneration bonus for a duration. Every dead near this tower provides it with a small amount of mana. Increases cast range and spell crit chance while allowing its owner to see invisible enemies. This is actually quite nice. But I wanted something else. I wanted... Provides various bonuses for all nearby towers for their regular attacks. That's what we're going to buy. So all of these towers now do a little bit more basic damage, which is really good. Now we could buy a new tower, and I think we should. Let's get another one of these. Well, actually we don't want another igloo, but we could get another one of these cauldrons. So let's place it on this side this time around. And this time we could actually do the armor ability instead of the Toxic Touch. So this is going to make sure that the enemies that are here are going to be weak towards my fire. Now these are invisible? No. Okay. I don't think we get an invisible yet. If we do, then want to buy the Seer Spectacles so that we can see invisible enemies. Now I'm going to make sure that this, my best current tower, is going to get some sort of a bonus. Causes each attack to have a chance to remove a portion of enemy armor. Yeah, let's grab that. So now if you look at this, they have armor of 9, but we now have a chance of kind of lowering it with the other way around, which I think is quite nice. Also, this is interesting, energy saver. Provides significant bonuses to matter regeneration and reduces ability mana cost. Now we're going to buy that once we got the money, and that's going to mean that this ability is not going to cost 85, but it's going to be much cheaper for us, which is really good. Now you might notice that the items are actually a lot more expensive than the towers. Like a new tower costs around like the one that we can have around 200, while item often costs 400. That's intentional. Though I think, like in general, in this game, it's recommended that you don't necessarily build too many towers. Instead, you want to focus on item and really specialize them. For example, now that we bought the energy saver, this only costs 70 instead of 85, and we are going to get mana faster. Now let me quickly turn this off just so I can show off the searing chain. Now I'm going to use searing chain on that, and it's going to hold. Oh, okay. It died a bit too soon. Come on. Wait till it gets in range, I think. Yeah. Come on. Let me use it on somebody who doesn't. See, so now it created a chain and kind of held him, but we're going to go back to the basic thing. Now, as you saw, even my abilities might return off, the tower still shoots. So each tower sort of has some sort of like a basic damage. You can see this little green thing flying from this one. Then this one's shooting the fire. This one's shooting the ice-ish thing. And this is shooting... You can't really see much what this is shooting, but it's like a very basic thing. Now, this tower has a trance mode. Attacks by this tower deal no damage. A percentage of the damage it would have dealt is removed from the target's armor. High yield. Kill gold bounties of all nearby towers. And it has on cast buffs a nearby tower with significant bonuses to base attack time, total damage, and mana cost reduction. So I'm going to set this up to automatically. You might want to set it up to our fire tower, and then set it up to be automatic. We are victorious! Stick this one on the fridge. I love the humor in this game. Alright, let's go to the next one. Because this is loading. I worked really hard on this one, like that. It would appear not as hopeless as everyone said it'd be. Oh, but not me though. I always considered you at least modestly competent. Alright. Now we can pick more specialties. Now this time actually gives us all the option. I think that might be a bug, because when I did the campaign the first time, it only gave me the option to take the easy. I don't know if this is like intentional, so like when you are dual levels you can get better things. It might be. Now, we can choose specialties. So we can get health regeneration, we can get money, we can get early bird, which means we get more faction points at the start, which means we can build towers from more different factions, and starting gold. And then this is the easy. Now it's important to note here, and I don't think that's necessarily intuitive, that if you don't pick the specialty with the passive receiving XP, you only get XPs if you like kill enemies, which means that a lot of your towers, for example the one that do the slowing effect, are not going to do much for you. Okay, so you want to make sure that you kind of keep that in mind. Alright, so we're going to go for, I really like the money one, but also the easy one, the observant one is actually, let's do the money thing. Banker. Increases players' gold gained from all sources as well as the percentage of interest per round. Now we can pick from a lot of towers. Now it's telling us do not build too many towers, and etc. Now then it's time to commit robotic genocide, so once you're all set up, hit that ready button. Alright, let me show off the towers we already have, because these things are also towers, which I think is super cool. Like, look at this. The Calamity. Joint Trauma. Attacks by this tower have a chance to create bouncing chain that jumps to nearby enemies, reducing its damage by percentage with each bounce until it reaches a certain threshold and stop. And Mayhem allows chain bounces to apply on hit effects for a short duration. This is automatically as the Tome of Knowledge, so it will increase its XP. Here we have Day Mushroom. Day Mushroom, on cast, this ability targeting all nearby enemies take damage and receive a debuff depending on the time of the day. During the day, it deals magic damage. During the night, deals will damage. And here we can kind of switch the mode. And this one provides all nearby towers with minor overall buffs, so you won't have the rest of the towers there ideally. Now this book is also a tower, and what it does is all nearby towers receive a bonus experience while this tower sacrifices its own. So we're going to have towers around this and around that. So I think we're going to build some earth stuff. Oh, we can only get the moss though. Grows moss and slowed enemies, damaging them and reducing their magic resistance proportional to how much they've been slowed. Let's try that. What kind of range do you have? Pretty big one. So let's place this over here. Oh, it looks like a turtle. That is very cool. We got a turtle over here, so it's gonna slow down the enemies here. Next tower we can get is, do we want fire? Electronic would be, we can get electronic. Oh, we just might not have money for electronic. We're gonna buy a fire elemental here. Or actually, let's buy it over. Do we want it here, so it kind of takes the turtle in range, or do we want it here with the bonus from that other tower? I think we'll place it near the turtle so it can kill up enemies here. And the enemies are going to move this way, so this should be in range. And we're going to try to very quickly buy it the thing that increases its range attack. So let's click ready, and we'll see how well we're going to do with this turtle thing. All enemies are slowed and they receive more damage and more stacking magic resistance reduction. Provides an hour during daytime, replenishing a percentage of all nearby towers' max mana. We want to set this to automatic, so as soon as they come closer, this turtle is going to slow them down. Now the book is already shooting, and so is this. We're hitting them up pretty nicely. I do want to focus on buying in the shop the upgrade to increase the range of this fire element and also of the turtle ideally, because we're going to need the turtle to slow down a lot more enemies. Ooh, we can see the change from this calamity, which I think is quite nice. Okay, we get this little bonus. This increases, I think, mana? Yeah, it just gave me more mana. So let's use Sharpshooter Spot on this. So now this tower has a wider range. We can see. This increases damage. Let's put that here as well. Now the turtle should also increase its range. It'd be quite nice. So we'll try to buy that next. Alternatively, we could buy a second fire elemental, which we might want to do and place it over there. I think we'll do that first. Let's place one more here, because this one has the bonus from this tower. I think is useful. And then we want to increase the range of this turtle. Alternatively, we could make the turtle smarter. That costs the same amount of money, and with the higher levels, I think it could do more basic damage and generally more stuff. So yeah, we'll do that. Just make it smarter. We're doing pretty okay so far. This is quite a different setup than I had in my test run for this area, so we'll see. Ooh, okay. You spoke too soon? Oh, okay, we're fine. Now, challenge wave is a little different. We're gonna get that next, and that, it doesn't matter if the enemies pass through. You're not gonna lose any health. By the way, I didn't say that before. We have 100 health, and if the enemies pass through to the end, you lose some of that. And this one is, it's okay if they pass through, but if you kill them, you get a lot more gold, which is quite nice. So we're gonna, so the turtle is gonna level up. It's now on level 1. It's gonna level up a bit faster. Now this is giving experience to the towers around it, which is quite nice. But also, this is on level 7. This is actually quite good. But this, yeah, this is the one. You're also on level 0. You should also start learning to level up. That would be really cool. This gives me... I'm not sure what that gave me, actually. I do want to buy the Tome of Knowledge for a lot of different areas if we can. These robots won't hurt if they escape, and they drop 4 times the gold. Yeah. So it actually tells us over there. So let's buy this. Hopefully we can finish them off. I don't think we can. I killed some of those, but it's fine. Free money, yeah. Okay. Now this is now going to slowly level up as well. So the turtle is already on level 2, so it's increasing its basic damage quite a bit. Now, do we want more? Oh, we could now get more. We could get Ancient Shrine. Provides all nearby towers with a bonus experience gain. When a nearby tower levels up, all enemies near the tower stun. So we're gonna buy that. I think over here. If I place it like this, no. If I place it like this, it might have the turtle in range. I don't know if that counts. Oh, the Ancient Wisdom is only this small area. Either way, it's all of these towers, so they're gonna level up faster. This also does a basic 40 damage, and it will help me with the fact that all of the other ones are going to get that extra bonus experience gain. And we also, if a nearby tower levels up, we stun all the enemies, which is quite nice. Now, are there more towers we could buy? We are in the fire department. Nothing there we could buy. We don't have the money for anything extra. But I might want to buy an item. For example, increases outer attack speed would be really good. We need 372 for that though, which is quite a lot. But I would still try to get it if I can. Oh, this one. Alternatively, conserving energy? No, we have enough energy. Every nearby tower receives bonus to their casting related attributes and receives... No. Every dead near this tower provides it with a small amount of mana. We have enough mana. I don't know if that's something that we wanna... No, we'll focus on this celestial... sorry, on the full auto. Which increases attack speed. Oh, we didn't quite kill that robot over there, but that's okay. Sometimes the birdhouse, which is the tutorial thingy, helps us actually and tells us and kills off the enemies if they get too far. Not always, but sometimes. What other towers we could get though? I want to show. Decay provides only with a percentage damage boost. Electronic, all nearby towers with the ability to see invisible enemies. Nearby towers receive a portion of their mana cost back upon casting a spell. After finding enough mana, this tower gains a severe increase to crit multiplier for a duration. Ooh, this. Deals more damage the lower an enemy's health gets. Kills by this tower have a chance to cause an explosion, dealing percentage of damage beyond what was necessary for the kill to nearby enemies. So we're gonna place it over there. So actually we could place it over here as well. Let's place it over here. So it can kill the enemies if they're here, but it can also kill enemies over there. So it only has passive abilities. Next, I think we wanted this, the full auto on the fire thingy. And then we'll probably try to buy increased range on the sharpshooter spot. I don't know if this is in range. It is in range of the book, so the book is gonna try to level it up a little bit. See, so this was like the bird helped us out a little bit. Gonna do a bit more damage. We gotta either get more towers or level them up. Alright, you could use also increase in range. We don't have the money for that, but very soon. Or maybe we'll get you to tune. We're gonna be... Oh no, we've got two. That was a mistake. We could place this on this tower. No, you already have it as well. On the turtle then? Now? On this? Yeah, on this. Make sure that they're smarter and stronger. Which means they're gonna do a lot more damage. Very nice. A couple more enemies over. 200 gold, so increased range, or even more. Let's get another one of these snake-like swamps. We're gonna place it in there so it gets a bonus. So it gets a bonus from this tower. So this one does damage 15. This one is also 15. This one has cooldown reduction is I guess the bonus that we've got over there. Yep. You could also give every nearby tower receives bonus to their casting related abilities. Yeah, I think we'll buy that next. That could be good. Let's do that. Very nice. Get that over here. So everybody who uses any spells like this guy is gonna have it a little bit easier. Etc. We could also buy the energy cell. Like I wasn't going to originally, but I think it might be a good idea. So we can just use this a little bit more often. Yeah, let's do it. So still only on level 3, so it's not really leveling up as fast. I really think the observance specialization is really good because you can level them up very, very quickly. We have got the moss, the ancient shrine. Here we already bought both, and here... Well, we didn't buy the blast furnace. I could buy it to show it off to you. Maybe I'll buy it to show it off. It's gonna place it here. So all of these nearby towers are gonna get a bonus to, what was it, damage? Yeah, total damage bonus. So this one does a damage of 20 on level 1. This one does a damage of 18 on level 0. So I think... that was like 15 before, so this is gonna help us out. Also, remember, this still does like regular damage. It's just up on top of that, and also do other things. Now, this gets a bonus on spells, but it doesn't have any spells, so we might wanna give it something spell-wise, or not. Okay. Okay, we're killing them off. Come on, shoot them off. They're fate in you. Alright, some of them are gonna make it through, unfortunately. But that's okay. I do mostly just want to show off all the different kind of towers here, so that you can see everything we've got. More fire elementals? No. Okay. Your victorious mama would be so proud. Alright. And I think we're going to end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. I really think this is a very cool tower defense game. I like how many towers we have and the items we can use to level them up. It's very, very nice. And I can click on the right top and the right bottom to watch some other tower defense games. I'll see you there. Bye bye.